Hi, Kenzie. I'm going to go through your assignment that you turned in yesterday on Thursday, rounding to the nearest 100. There's a few things that I want you to fix, so watch this video, and then I would like you to go in and make the corrections, okay? Your slide 2 looks great. For slide 2, move that red arrow to show 468 on the number line. For slide 3, the same thing. Move that arrow for me. And for slide 4, do the same thing, okay? So slide 2, 3, and 4, move that red arrow to show where the number would land on the number line. For slide 5, I have highlighted the spots that you need to make corrections. I could not highlight right here because there's nothing typed in. So you need to add a digit here. I would like, whenever you add numbers in a place value chart, you did it correctly for 519. So this should not be 300 hundreds, okay? Since it's already in the hundreds column, it should just be a 3. And then I want you to re-look at what you rounded 393 to, and I'd like you to re-look at what you rounded 519 to. 393 would be between 300 and 400. 519 would be between 500 and 600. Okay, so when you're rounding to the nearest 100, 5 is in the hundreds place, you're going to look next door, and there is a 1 here. So our rule, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So after thinking about that, it should round down to 500. For slide 6, whenever you're filling out the place value chart, make sure that you put all the digits in, okay? So all of these have a number in the thousands place. Make sure that you put all of those digits in the chart. And then also, don't just round this column. You need to round the entire number, 5,052. So when we're looking at 5,052, we are rounding to the nearest 100. So that 5 is going to stay there, okay, in the thousands place. So for rounding in this spot, we're going to look next door to the right. So 5 or more, raise the score, round up. 4 or less, let it rest, round down. So if we round up, because this is a 5, it'll turn the 0 into a 1. So then it would be 5,100. I hope that makes sense. So make the corrections on here that are highlighted in red. Slide 7 looks great, except these two, I could not highlight those in red, so those are highlighted in black. I want you to rethink those. All of your buckets look wonderful. And then on the last slide, there were a few that I wanted you to relook at, okay? So which numbers would round to 500? You marked 449. So when we look at 449, if we're rounding to the nearest 100, the 4 in the hundreds place, we have to look next door to the 4 in the tens place. So if the 4 in the tens place, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. So since it's a 4 in the tens place, it would round down to 400. You found all the answers for what would round to 800, and then the numbers that would round to 1,300, there were a couple of them that we need to talk through. You did mark that 1,246 would round to 1,300. So let's look at that one. The 2 in 1,246 is in the hundreds place. So we need to look next door to the 4 in the tens place. 4 or less, let it rest. So we would round down to 1,200. Okay, for 1,294, since the 2 is in the hundreds place, if we look next door at the 9, 5 or more raise the score. So it would round up to 1,300. For the number 1,337, since the 3 in the hundreds is in the hundreds place, we look next door to the tens place and it has another 3 in it. So in our rhyme, 4 or less, let it rest. So that would round to 1,300. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. But after this video, I'd like you to go back in and make the corrections of everything that I highlighted red and then resubmit. Okay. Thank you, Kenzie.